dry. Do you know I'm looking, and I can't help but smile. Do you know how much I love you? You put my favorite song on, I put my feet up, and we just sing along. And I can't help but feeling, just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. Forever. Forever.
Let me in. Naughty. You're probably wondering then, what is it actually like to live in a tiny house? Because I've gone through a lot of different things related to the tiny house, and we're always very positive about it. We're always saying good things about it, how amazing it is. And you see all these pictures on Instagram and YouTube and everything about tiny living, van life, all of that kind of stuff. But what is it actually like to live in a tiny house full time? It is, honestly, in many ways, exactly the same as living in a conventional house. There are obvious differences, such as we're not plumbed into anything, so every 3 to 4 days on average we need to fill up our 250-litre water tank that basically provides the entire house with water, so showers, washing machine, doing the dishes. We don't drink the water out the tap though, because it's coming through a garden hose into the house and it's being stored in a tank. You're not supposed to drink water that's gone through a garden hose anyway, because it's not food grade, and we just don't really want to get ourselves into any trouble with water or anything. So we've got a separate 10-litre water tank that we use for drinking water that we tend to fill up every like 2 to 3 days or something anyway, so that seems to work quite well. Another thing that we have to do that you wouldn't normally have to do is that we have to empty our grey water, so we're not connected to any drains or any sewers or anything like that. Our shower, our washing machine and our bathroom sink we can just drop on the floor because we don't use any harsh chemicals. Everything's plant-based or eco-friendly, but we do catch our sink waste from doing the washing up and everything, not because it can't be dropped on the floor, but if we just drop that on the floor, there's obviously bits of food going down there and that might encourage rodents, and then over a long period of time it starts to smell really bad, so obviously we don't want to do that. So we catch the grey water that comes out of the sink, and then we usually empty that every single day, not because we need to, but if the tank gets too full then it gets really heavy, so if we just do it once a day it's quite manageable. But aside from those couple of things, the house as a whole is generally pretty much exactly the same as you would get in a conventional house. We've got a living room, we've got a kitchen, we've got a dining room, we've got a bathroom with a big shower, we've got 2 bedrooms upstairs. All of our appliances are exactly the same size that you would get in a standard house, so our oven, our washing machine. We've also got a full-size sofa bed. This isn't a scaled down version or anything, this is a full-size sofa bed that you would have in your conventional house. Our bed is a king-size bed, it's not a double or a small double or something super small so it will fit. I guess the only compromise is we have to go up the ladder to get to our bedroom because we don't have enough room for stairs. You can get a bigger tiny house which you could have stairs in and maybe more headroom upstairs. I'm not too sure what the legal limits are with regards to headroom, but you don't have to have a second bedroom, for example. You could just have the main bedroom as a mezzanine, and then obviously you could be 8 foot tall and still stand up in here. But downstairs we have just over 6 feet of headroom, and then upstairs I think it's around about 4 feet, maybe just over 4 feet of headroom upstairs. But that's not a problem anyway, because when you're upstairs you're lying down in bed, so there's not really an issue. With regards to getting changed, we tend to get changed downstairs, again because of the headroom. We do have storage in the sofa and the footstool, which we were thinking maybe we could empty out and put our clothes in here, because at the moment our clothes are upstairs and they're just kind of all over the place really. They don't really have a place to go. The footstool that I'm sitting on at the moment, that's got our food processor in it. We don't actually ever use our food processor, so we were thinking about perhaps selling it, or at least selling parts of it that we never use, and then that would free up a lot of space in the footstool, so then at least one of us could put our clothes in here, and then that would free up a bit more space upstairs. We've done simple things like we've got our television on the wall, we've got our vacuum cleaner mounted on the wall. Just utilising the space that we have really makes a big difference, because although everything we have is very much a standard size, the difference between a conventional house and a tiny house really comes down to just the open space, I suppose. You would really struggle to swing a cat in here without hitting something. But with that said though, it means that there's a lot less things to clean, and then also you don't have to travel so far to get to places. So if I need the toilet and I'm in the living room, I've got maybe 6 paces till I get to the bathroom. Or if I fancy something to eat, I can get up and I can literally walk just a couple of meters to the fridge, and then I can sit down next to the fridge, eat what I've got to eat, and then go and wash it up over there, and then come back, sit down on the sofa, and then I could go and have a shower over there. So in practical terms, this makes a lot of sense really. I forgot to mention our toilet situation. So obviously we're not plumbed into a sewer, but fortunately, because we're staying on a campsite, there are facilities here that we use to go to the toilet. We do have a composting toilet in our bathroom, and we do use it, but only for number 1s, because we can go for number 2s in the toilets that they have here, and that just basically saves us a job really of having to clean it out. Although saying that, I have bought some compostable bags for our toilet. I want to set it up and try it out and see how we go, but I still need to go to the pet shop and get some sawdust and like a container to keep it in, and maybe a scoop or something. So that's a job for another day. I think the waste you can either obviously compost yourself, which we can't do, but I think we can just put it into the waste bin. I don't see any reason why you can't do that as long as it's all contained in its bag. I don't see why that would ever be an issue. So one thing I want to mention is our laundry. So we do have a washing machine in the house, which is really useful because the laundry facilities here are really expensive. I think it's about £4 for a wash, and then to use a tumble dryer is about £3 or £4 as well. So it can cost sort of £8 upwards just to do a load of washing. And the washing machine that we have has an eco setting, and I think it only uses 40 litres of water on the eco cycle. So obviously it's a lot more efficient for us to do the washing in here. The only problem is though, is that we don't have a tumble dryer, so we have to hang our washing up to dry. This isn't so much of a problem in the summer because we can just take the washing outside and let the sun dry it for us. But that's only good in the summer months, whereas in the winter months where you can't put the washing outside, we need to dry it inside. But obviously having a clothes horse in here with all your clothes on it really gets in the way, because like I was saying earlier, you just don't have much open space to kind of put things in the way, and we end up moving it around in the bathroom, out the bathroom, at the door, away from the door. We do tend to let the laundry dry overnight, and we put the dehumidifier next to it just to kind of try and suck out the moisture from the air. It does work quite well, but the thicker fabrics still don't dry overnight. So what I have been doing recently, I've been using one of our bedroom fans on the lower setting just to blow cold air at the washing overnight, and the combination of the dehumidifier and the wind from the fan seems to do quite a good job of drying the clothes. I did a wash the other day when we got back from holiday, and I had the fan running and the dehumidifier running all night, and even the thickest clothes were pretty much dry by the morning, which was really good. So we've been living in a tiny house now for just under a year. I think it's about 9 months we've been here. So we've been through winter, we've done spring, and we've done summer. Autumn's just around the corner, but I think we have a pretty good idea of what it's like to live in the house all year round in the freezing temperatures, in the sweltering hot. And I think that because the house is well insulated, we've got double glazing throughout, the house retains its temperature quite well. Obviously, if it gets too extreme either way, you need to manage it in the same way that you would do anywhere else really, whether that's using a fan or turning the heating on in the winter. We've got underfloor heating in the main section of the house, and that makes quite a big difference because the floor gets really cold without the underfloor heating. But overall though, I just think that humans don't need to have a big space. And if you really strip it down to the bare bones, then all you really need is just shelter, warmth, and comfort. And fundamentally, a tiny house provides all of that. And I really wish that we'd just done this so much sooner, rather than wasting tens of £1,000s just on paying rent over the last 6 years. But it is what it is. Obviously, there are compromises with living in a tiny house. The pros of being in the house far outweigh the cons though, in my opinion, obviously. I wouldn't want to live any other way. If anything, I think our next step will probably be smaller than what we are now. But I really hope that you found this informative, and if you do have any more questions, as always, just let us know in the comment section. If you did enjoy this video, give it a massive thumbs up, and we'll see you guys in the next video. So until then, safe drive, stay alive, have a lovely day, and don't spill your custard.
Forever watch you as you drive. Do you know I'm looking?